Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I'm going to be restoring and customizing a little Ertl. It's the GMC truck from the Fall Guy TV series. Now I know a lot of people really enjoy this series. It was another sort of vehicle-based action series. It ran from 1981 until 1982. It was about a stunt car driver who also did bounty hunter work on the side for some extra money. There was his younger cousin and the beautiful female colleague who were both stunt drivers with him. And they also helped out with the bounty hunting. This is another car sent to me by Nathan in Australia, so thanks heaps for that, man. It's really cool to have a chance to play around with it. As you can see, it's fairly worn out. Most of the tampo on the side there is worn off. A lot of the chrome is all worn off of the plastic parts. The paint job is a bit chipped and grotty. It's got horrible old wheels on it. I believe these were produced around 1982. I'm not convinced how much the body shape actually looks like the GMC truck it's based on, but a pretty cool toy nonetheless. I'll start by taking it apart. There's two rivet posts that I need to drill out. The seat there is attached to the base and there's no steering wheel. And you can see they've just got long posts coming down that hold the wheels in place. Oops, everything just fell out. Now I can strip the paint off of the casting with some poly stripper. Here it is with all the paint removed. As you can see, it's definitely not a very finely detailed casting. Just whack out the rough shape and get it on the shelves. I give it a clean up with the wire brush and my rotary tool. This will get rid of the oxidation and any remaining scraps of paint. There was a few rough areas on the casting, so I use some 400 and then 1200 grit sandpaper to sand down the panels a bit smoother. You can see the sides here are quite rough. You do want to be careful when sanding like this though, as it's easy to sand away the details of a casting. This is why I'd personally rather not do it if I don't have to. In saying that though, there's not much detail on this casting to sand off anyway. There's a little prang in the front panel here. I'll just file that out. I also clean up a couple of other little rough areas with the file, for instance the inside of the window frames. When I'm happy with the casting, I give it a wash in some isopropyl and then I paint it with white primer. I mixed up some brown paint, which consisted of brown, a little bit of red and black, and some bronze. The bronze was to give it just a slightly metallic edge. I mask off the stripes on the sides. And I painted these with a desert yellow with a little bit of burnt umber in it. I was pretty happy with how the masking came out. It's not completely perfect along the top there, but I can patch that up. I use some decals to apply black stripes to the sides. Here are the full guide decals I've printed for the bonnet. In hindsight, I should have made them a little bit bigger, which I quite regret, but they're still okay. With the body of the truck painted and decaled, it's time to move on to the plastic parts. I'm going to have to remove this grotty old chrome from the interior and the roll bar before I paint them. First of all, I pop the wheels and axles out of the base. I use some caustic soda in hot water from the tap to remove the chrome from the plastic parts. You don't need the water too hot, as you don't want to warp the plastic in any way. After a minute or so, the chrome is all pretty much gone, and I can pour away the caustic water and give them a rinse. Remember not to touch the water, as it'll give you a nasty chemical burn. I give them a base coat of black paint. I then painted the roll bar and the bumpers in chrome. I detailed the bottom of the truck with silver weathering powder. I also detailed the front end here and painted the seat brown. Here's the roll bar. It's just had a little bit of a light black wash over the chrome. Luckily no cracks in the windscreen, it's just a bit grubby and scuffed. Here it is after a wash in some soapy water. And here it is after a quick polish. And finally taking a look at these horrible old wheels. They just are horrible rims. I'm going to replace them with these green light ones. So here are all the parts of our Ertl Fall Guy truck, refurbished, repainted and ready to go back together. But just before we take a look at the finished item, let's take a moment to look back and be reminded of what we started with. A shabby looking old example of a Fall Guy truck. Actually, the way the wheels are splayed like that, it looks like it's landed from a massive jump. It's got a worn out, chipped old paint job with the lines on the side nearly rubbed away. It's lost most of its chrome, its wheels are horrible, and it's got a scuffed old windscreen. So let's see if we can give it a makeover and get it back to work doing some stunts. And here it is, our tidied up and customized Ertl Fall Guy GMC truck with a nice new two-tone paint job. The metal parts have been re-chromed and detailed, and it's got some nice new wheels on it. This was a really fun project to do, and I think it came out pretty good. I think the brown is nicer than the one that Ertl had on it, and those new, more realistic wheels definitely make a big difference to the way that the truck looks. You can let me know what you think in the comments, and as always it's great to hear about any memories you have of the Fall Guy or maybe these old GMC trucks. I'll now take a moment to welcome my new subscribers and thank everyone for the awesome comments and likes on my videos. A extra special thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters who help to support the channel through Patreon. If you'd like to join them, you can check out my Patreon page. There's a link in the description below. A massive thanks to Nathan for sending over the truck to be restored. I hope you guys enjoy watching the video, and I hope everybody else enjoyed the video as well. If you did, remember to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends.